Well, what an incredible atmosphere it promises to be at the Dafabet Masters final. It's the reigning world champion, the Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan, against the defending Masters champion, Mark Selby. It really is going to be quite some atmosphere here at Alexandra Palace. We've got Ivan Hershevitz and Jamie Broughton here from 5 Live to talk us through their thoughts on this huge match. Ivan, the stats speak for themselves. It'll be 15 finals between them, 7 titles between them. They are the two supreme Masters performers of their current generation.
Yeah, I think when you come to the Masters, it's all about who can handle the crowd. You know, I think that's such an important factor here. You know, when you've got a packed house of 1,500 and the crowd are maybe a little bit more boisterous than they are at other events, and certain players deal with that very well. Paul Hunter obviously was one, Stephen Hendry was another. And Ronnie and Mark Selby are, you know, they thrive in this environment. You know, 10 finals for O'Sullivan in 20 years, and that's an incredible stat. You know, Selby, phenomenal record, 5 finals in the last 7 years. So they both love this event. Ronnie will probably get most of the crowd support, but that won't bother Selby at all. You know, he quite likes that, you know, that kind of siege mentality, and I think he'll be very close tomorrow.
Yeah, well, Jamie, let's get your thoughts on how tight you think this will be. You did quite an extensive interview with Ronnie for Radio 5 Live just after he came off, and it was quite interesting, you know, listening to his answers. What was your take?
Well, it was quite interesting. He paid tribute to what Mark Selby's achieved in his career, and there's genuine respect. He's not just saying that, you know, for the sake of the media, but he also nicknamed him in his book, his autobiography, which came out last year, The Torturer, and that just shows you the fighting qualities of Mark Selby. Now, in the past, you know, O'Sullivan has admitted that, you know, players got under his skin a little bit, but since he's been working with Dr. Steve Peters, who's a sports psychiatrist rather than a psychologist, you know, he's able to, you know, this chimp paradox theory he's able to put the emotional side, which is what is the chimp, to one side, and, you know, he can deal with it. He doesn't want to give up anymore. And I think, you know, he was saying, particularly after he won his semi-final match to get through, he was saying that, you know, Selby won't rattle him as much. You know, he'll deal with it, and if it becomes, you know, a final frame shootout, obviously Selby will be the favourite. But, you know, he's not going to be perturbed. And I think the fact that Ronnie O'Sullivan has been away before this tournament, he's prepared in Sheffield, which he normally does for the World Championship, he shows you how much he wants to win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, he is absolutely going to have the vast majority of the crowd on his side, as you said. But Selby has proved in the past, because they're 1-1 in Masters finals between them. Selby's proved before that he's not bothered about coming out knowing most of the crowd don't want him to win.
Yeah, that's right. It's almost like a Lion series, isn't it? It's 1-1, and now they're playing the third game. And yeah, I think Mark's got a great safety game. I think a lot will depend tomorrow on how well Mark plays, because I think he will get chances. You know, we just saw Stephen Maguire in the press conference there saying he was surprised at how many chances he got tonight, and if he'd played well, you know, if he'd taken a lot of those, you know, he had a chance of beating Ronnie. So we know Ronnie's going to make big breaks. We know he's going to win a lot of frames in one visit. We know that he probably will give Selby the odd chance. So I think a lot depends on how well Selby plays. But let's not forget that a year ago Ronnie was working on a farm in Essex, you know, mucking out the pigs, and tomorrow he'll be chasing the prize of 200 grand. So that's really bringing home the bacon.
He was waiting all day to come out with that cliche, perfectly timed just at the end. Well, it really is going to be an amazing, amazing occasion. This arena will be jam-packed. It's going to be live on the BBC. Nobody can really call this one. It's the Rocket Ronnie O'Sullivan against the jester from Leicester, Mark Selby. Will Ronnie go 5 Masters titles, or will Selby even it up at 4-4? We will find out very soon, here for the Masters final in association with Dafabet.